Hey, everybody. Grace and peace. Happy Sunday to you all. Hope you all are doing well out there in the world today. And I'm looking forward to rapping with y'all. So good to see you, Brenda. Good to see you, as always, Lindsay, in the building. All right. Good to see y'all so much. And got a couple of things going on behind the scenes over here. I want to make sure that I cut off all of the different things I got sitting up over here. I'm trying out a new camera again. So let's bring him in real quick before we get going too high. Got another camera. What's happening? Hopefully, hey, thank you, the teacher. I appreciate it. Bless you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Man, it's early in the game. Thank you. All right. But we'll be talking about that in a second. So anyway, I'm trying out a new camera as well, messing around with that. I'm gonna get this camera game together, I promise you. This doesn't look that bad, I think. I think it looks pretty good. Let's see. All right. But anyway, welcome back, everybody. Good to see y'all so much. Hope you had a good week. Hope you had a good Sunday, Lord's Day. Getting the week started off with a bang. We're almost, 2 more weeks left in 2022? That's crazy. How in the world did that happen? Where did the year go so quick? Let's put that up there. All right, so you said great work on Jay Bryant. Man, keep at it. Where's your MC story? Where's your Morehouse story? Oh, good question. Thank you so much for asking. Actually, the link is down in the description, and it is on my Buy Me a Coffee page. So thank you so much for that, teacher. I appreciate it. Check me out over at Buy Me a Coffee. Brenda said that her pastor is preaching through Revelation chapter 9. So is he just going through each chapter each week? So I think you were on Revelation 8 last week, if I'm not mistaken. Brenda, seems like he's just going through the whole chapter, no breaks or anything of that nature. Lindsay, always good to see you, friend. Always good. What's going on, Mark? The Harrisburg campus is in the building. Lindsay said our text for today was Luke chapter 2, verse 14. Okay. Ours was Luke chapter 1, verse 35 through 45. Mary's song. That's good. What you got there, Mark? Mark said Matthew chapter 1, 18 through 25. I love it. I love it. Okay, so it does depend on the chapter. Okay, cool. All right, I love it, Brenda. I love it. I didn't know if they were just giving a survey of it or they doing a deep dive into it. So that's cool. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. All right, let's get this. All right, I was testing out another screen. Testing out some different things here. We did Mary's song the first Sunday of Advent, is what Lindsay said. Yep. I love it. I just love the fact that we could all be going through God's word and come up with different sermons, of course, different sermon titles and such like that, all from the same text. I love it. Don't have to do anything special. Don't have to do a night at the movies or anything novel. Just stick with the text and the text will lead you to where the Lord wants you to go. I love it. I absolutely love it. Maybe next time we'll start collecting your pastor's sermon links. Maybe we'll make a playlist of them if they're available or something like that. I think that might be kind of cool, just to kind of give other people a chance to see and hear what good quality preaching looks like and sounds like, especially if you're in the area and somebody's looking for a church. It's always good for them to find a good sermon, or a good pastor and a good church to attend. That might actually be something cool. I actually have a person who's joined our church because they found this channel. So go figure, right? So that might be kind of cool to actually look into that. Close up that little player right there. All right, what we got? All right, so I think we might do that. Maybe we'll do that in 2023 instead of just saying, "What did your pastor preach?" Like, send the link. Maybe I'll do that, or make a community post where everybody post the link to their sermons to everybody and where you're located. So I would say like Smyrna, Georgia, and here's the link so that people can find it. So if they're looking for a church, they can find a church in the area. Hopefully that'll be a good way. Not like I'm all over the world or anything like that, but that might be kind of cool to strategize. So maybe we'll do that in 2023. I need to write that down because I'll forget it. I got my notes over here today because we got some fun topics to talk about. I love it. I love it. Yeah, and I like the sermons that you all have been dropping in the link and letting us know about. I've checked out some of them, and they're actually really good sermons. So I like the titles. I like those sermon titles when they come up with something kind of neat, kind of catchy, but doesn't go overboard. I really like that. So, Lindsay, you remember all the things, so you help me out a lot. You are our scribe of the team for sure. So I'll let you have that for sure. Let me see if I can put my other Jason on the screen over here. Like this one, I need to work on I feel like the lens, the contrast is a little bit off, I feel, but oh well, just a little something, trying something new today. All right, but so jumping into the discussion for the day, because we have some spicy topics. I want to talk about my unpopular topics today. So y'all killed that Jamal Bryant story. That's what you that Jamal Bryant story. You guys cracked me up with that Jamal Bryant story. It was so out of control. It was so out of pocket that I just can't even believe that we were having that discussion about a pastor and his appreciation or lack of appreciation for God's church. I just could not believe that for the life of me. But so anyway, I asked you all for some of the what would you name a church that sold weed? And some of the names were so funny. Now I did do a short about this as well. So if you look in the description below, there's actually a short called Jamal Bryant. You can check it out. So there's all the fun names that we're talking about right here are actually in that short as well. So we had like the Potter's House, Chronic Church. Join us for our Friday after next fellowship hour. We're a church plant of the Ganja Grace. That was just ridiculous. Church of the Holy Rollers and Blazing Trees. Moses needed a bush, but we burned trees. Corner Stoned Church. I got that from Lou over at Seek All Things Above. I think Kiana said Puff Puff Pass Presbyterian. Come on now, that's messed up. I think Mark actually said the Smoking Smarties Church of God. The Lit Saints Church. Bong Baptist keeps things ablaze. Grace to Ganja Community Church. Caught Up in the Clouds Church. Church on 420 located in Weed, California. The Wacky Tobacco Wesleyan Church. Paper Roll Presbyterian. That was so ridiculous. Pillar of Smoke Baptist. Pillar of Cloud Calvary. The Munchies Missionary Ministries. What in the world were we thinking? We're out of control. Was another good one. Burnt Offering Missionary Baptist Church. How crazy. That was out of control. But I loved it though. Thank y'all so much for that. That was a lot of fun. I'm sad that we had to talk about such a weird topic in Christ Church, growing weed, but it was fun that you all were able to find some fun in that. So if you want to, there is a Jamal Bryant playlist in the description down below. Check it out. That pretty much grabbed all of the really good discussions about Jamal Bryant. And I haven't added every one of them because I know Pastor Jacob he just put one up recently and it was really good as well as Keith Bell from Verity by Verse. So I want to make sure I put those in there as well. But if you want to follow it, I think it'll be good just to see as things unfold, because I got this feeling that was not the only thing that's going to be unfolding out there in Lithonia, Georgia. So if you want to check it out, definitely check out the little playlist. It's again called the Jamal Bryant playlist down in the description below. So appreciate you. Now, earlier, where was that? Yep, here. Thank you for the super chat again. The teacher asked me, where's my Morehouse? I think that's MC story, Morehouse College story. So if you follow me on Buy Me a Coffee, buymeacoffee.com/DearWokeCH. My Morehouse story is there. I felt like it didn't necessarily blend with what I talk about here on Dear Woke Christians. So I just put it over there on Buy Me a Coffee. So you're welcome to check it out. How do I get to Buy Me a Coffee, Jason? Thanks so much for asking. The link is down in the description below. So I'm focusing on the description because in times past, I've trusted YouTube to put my descriptions up when I upload the videos, and it's actually burned me a couple times. So I'm trying to be more intentional of me watching and making sure that the descriptions have been uploaded and all the links work and all that stuff. So that's why I'm focusing on it today. So if you're interested in my episode 1 of my Morehouse College story. It is on buymeacoffee.com, and it's under it's actually called Morehouse My Journey, episode 1. So I appreciate you. I do appreciate you all checking that out as well. What do we got here? Brenda said, I love Keith Bell. He preaches. Absolutely. Keith does a fantastic job. I'm proud to have him as a brother in the Lord, as well as somebody in this fight with me. So I appreciate it. I do want to thank you all, not only for the Buy Me a Coffee, but thank you so much for supporting me even here with the super chats and the super stickers, all that kind of stuff like that. It does go a long way to help out. I'm going to be updating and upgrading the desk here in Studio A, Studio J. I don't know what I've called this office yet, but I'm updating my office desk soon, as well as a chair. I will also, in 2023, be taking a class on editing so I can improve my edits. So you guys are helping me with that, and I appreciate you for doing that. Thank you so very much. Now, since we are talking about what I'm doing here on the channel, you might ask yourself, what am I going to be doing this week? So I did start watching the Wing Feather saga. Someone asked me, I think it was Bishop Off the Rails, asked me about it, and I started watching it, and I didn't really like it that much. I have to say, I'm gonna have to go back and start over again, but I started watching it and I just didn't like it that much. So I didn't invest a lot of time in it. And once I got distracted with the girls came home from school, I was like, oh, good. I don't have to pay attention. So I will go back and watch again, or start over again, but I just didn't like it that much. However, I can see what they're trying to do as it relates to providing a non-overtly religious cartoon or something like that for kids to enjoy. It definitely is. Kids can enjoy it. There's no question about that. The content, the innuendos, the language is all kid friendly. So I will give them lots of credit for that. The artwork is fantastic. I just didn't like the story that much. I was kind of lost. I had to look up the Wikipedia to make sure I understood what I was missing. So it was probably more Jason than anything else. However, I will give them the quality of the art, the quality of the Wing Feather Saga, I will say, was outstanding. I thought the language, again, the vocabulary, all that was top tier. It's definitely appropriate for children. So you don't have to feel guilty if you plop a kid down in front of it and don't watch over his or her shoulder. You're not going to be surprised. You're not going to catch anything like that. However, Jason just didn't enjoy it that much. So I'm going to go back and start over again. But that was my opinion of the Wing Feather Saga. I think if you have little people, I don't think they'll be mad about it. And I did not put the link in the description, but I know it's called Wing Feather Saga. And they have a YouTube channel, and it's just season episode 1. So I will make sure that I maybe put that in the description after the fact. What we got here? Hey, April's in the building. How you doing, sister? Good to see you. I love it. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. A little bit of family reunion going on. What's going on, Grant? Sometimes you encounter a particular kind of evil, which forces you to abandon God for allowing evil to cling closer to him as a solution to the evil. I sure did this past week. Okay, I want to hear a little bit more about that, my friend. Absolutely. All right, now, what else to expect this week? I'm really digging shorts. I'm getting better at doing shorts. I'm seeing a little bit more traction, if you will, from Dear Woke Christian using shorts. So there's a high probability you're gonna see a whole lot more shorts. Now, if you want to, don't tell anybody this. I have a playlist link down in the description where I have already posted a lot of my shorts that haven't been officially uploaded onto Dear Woke Christian. So if you want to, not saying that you have to, but if you want to, there's a playlist. It's called Shorts. And pretty much all of the most recent uploads are new shorts that haven't been released on the channel yet. So if you're interested in seeing some of the things I'm playing around with and sermon jams I'm working with, you can see them right there. And there's also another playlist called Thank You. And that's just for you all, because you all make this show possible. So I want to say thank you so much for that. So it's just a shorter playlist with more shorts in it. But those are just two places you can see some of the shorts that I'm going to be releasing throughout the week, leading into the end of the year. Actually, it'll probably be till the end of the year because I have quite a few of them. So my goal is to use shorts for right now, because a lot of people are doing stuff with the holidays and traveling and shopping and all that kind of stuff. And you might not have a lot of time to sit around watching a 20-minute, 30-minute video because there's tons of other videos out there. But I figured a shorter video, a minute or less, maybe you'd give me some time. So I have been investing a little bit more time in shorts. So just to, again, keep from deluging you with all of the content that's out there, because I know you have only but a limited amount of time, just like all of us do. So that's why I'm investing my time in shorts. But I still will be putting up the regular long form videos, but just maybe not as many. Just something just to check out. All right, what we have here. All right, what do we got, Grant? Let's see what you got. Christian acquaintance revealed that he thinks Ye is base. He proceeded to sound very much like a SS recruiter with a litany of complaints about a particular group of people. We're going to talk about him. I'm going to talk about him in a second in my spicy, unpopular topics. Don't you even worry about it, because I got some thoughts about Mr. West. But all right. And then also speaking about playlists, as you notice, I probably have said playlists multiple times on this live stream. And the reason is because YouTube is going to be pushing playlists a lot next year. Going into 2023, they're going to put a lot of effort behind playlists. So a lot of your favorite content creators are going to be making a lot of playlists, going to spend a little bit of time with playlists, maybe improving the quality of them, what's in the playlist, descriptions, how you're finding them, discovering them, all that kind of stuff. So I just want to kind of get started, get you all in the habit, if you will. So when you go to your favorite content creators, like The Standard of Truth or Caldwell Apologetics or Verity by Verse or all the other favorite content creators, just check out their playlists as well. Now, some of them probably have created a playlist called Thank You. And that was one of our little inside jokes, to like create a playlist called Thank You. If they have one, check it out, see what they have in there, because they're doing that to try to get you in the habit of checking out their playlist and also get them in the habit of actually creating and uploading and populating playlists. So just something to consider, something to think about. All right, so Gary, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna talk about Mr. West, because I think there's something to consider about him. You know what? Let me just jump into that now. So going into my unpopular topics for the day. All right. So I have my notes over here. All right. So yeah, Mr. West. All right. I don't think that Kanye should be canceled at all. I think he should be allowed as an American on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, to just say what he's going to say. Just let him say it. Let him say it. He's going to say stuff that you and I don't agree with. He's going to say stuff that you and I vehemently don't agree with, that we categorically don't agree with. But let him say it anyway, because people who want to deal with him, they're actually self-canceling themselves. So just like you said, Grant, you have a friend that is speaking really out of pocket and sounds really weird in the way he's trying to defend Kanye West. Let him keep talking. Let him keep talking. And he will prove to us what we already know, that he himself is not somebody we want to work with. Maybe he's not a brother at all in Christ at all. So allow him to just go on and speak, because what happens is if we shut down Kanye and he can't communicate on any platforms, that doesn't change his thoughts. He still feels that way. He still thinks that way. Even if he comes in and holds his hat in his hand and does a sympathetic apology, that doesn't mean that he's changed his thoughts. Let him have his thoughts. But then that way we know who he is. That way we know what he is. So he's actually self-canceling himself the more he keeps talking. The more Kanye keeps talking, the more he's canceling himself. People are going to isolate themselves from him, like, I don't want anything to do with him. I thought he was a good artist, or I thought he was a good fashion designer or whatever. But some of the stuff he's doing, I don't want to be a part of that. That's not something I want to be a part of. Or maybe I don't even understand what he's doing, and he's doing the most because it's just divisive. I just want him to rap and provide cool shoes, whatever. So by allowing him to speak uncensored, uncancel, all he will do is shoot his own credibility in the foot. He'll shoot his own. I mean, come on, watch what he did on Alex Jones. His credibility was in the tank and circling up the drain. I mean, it was done. So he's doing that for himself, and we don't have to do anything. We don't have to be draconian. We don't have to be dismissive or trying to cancel him or any of that stuff. Let him talk. Just let him keep talking. Keep putting a microphone in his face and let him keep running his mouth until nobody wants to hear from him anymore. And once people stop, because the only reason people tune in, the only reason news and media outlets platform him is because people were tuning in to see what he was going to say, and they're selling eyes, they're selling views. But if you just let him talk and people's like, I'm turning that off, I don't want to be a part of that. Guess what? Media is going to stop saying, yeah, we don't want to put Kanye on because he's driving down our views. He's driving down our traffic and such like that. Let him self-cancel. And I think we've seen it with Alex Jones. He self-canceled himself. We didn't have to do that. You didn't have to kick him off of Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff. Let him just keep talking and let him, and eventually he'll cancel himself. That's just my opinion on it. So what do y'all think about it? Let's see what you got. Chicken Grease is in the building. Good to see you. All right. Your pastor is preaching on the book of Nehemiah. I love it. I love it. All right. I don't see any commentary about it, but that's cool. It's all good in the hood. So I know there's a different kind of approach to it, but I think especially in the world that we're currently in and in the environment that we're currently in, I do feel like attempting to quiet somebody who we disagree with is not a good look, especially for Christians, because as you hear people say all the time, especially with the Christian nationalist argument, oh, Christians are going to force people to become Christian, or they're going to persecute this people group. No, we're just going to let them, we're going to put their ideas, put their religion in the court of popular opinion and let them duke it out. That's all we need to do. I don't need to quiet the Muslim. I don't need to quiet the Jehovah's Witness or the Mormon. Let them speak. Let them speak long enough. I'm going to be doing a segment on Andrew Tate. Goodness gracious, how'd y'all let that guy get away with some of the stuff he says? But I was looking at Andrew Tate. Man, again, I want him to be able to keep talking. And I know they kicked him off a lot of social media platforms, but a lot of stuff he was saying was never coherent. It was never coherent. There was really, you actually validated him by canceling him and shutting him down on social media. They should let that dude just keep talking. No, nobody was listening to him. Again, I know people thought he was, but no, nobody was listening to that cat. So I think I'm gonna do a video on him because he was interesting. Good gracious alive. And it was only like a 15-minute video I watched. I was like, wow, this dude has hundreds of hours worth of content, and he's pretty wild. All right. I don't think he was either, Chicken Grease. He can make some passionate pleas. I've heard him make a very passionate gospel plea, and I'm like, wow, that is wow. That was impressive. I heard a very clear gospel message from Kanye. I agree. And 20 seconds later, he's going off the rails about something crazy. Like, yeah, I don't know, my friend. I don't know. So I'm with you on that 100%. May I come on for that and draw a comparison with Islam? What do you mean? What, you want to come on now? We might. Hey, you know what, Chicken Grease? We might have some fun. There you go. You want to jump on the stream? Let's go. So, yeah, I think if we let Kanye cancel himself, he'll either A, reconsider his thoughts, or B, he'll just keep talking till he's completely broke, completely homeless, completely irrelevant in culture. But I think only by blocking him. Oh, Tate is a Muslim now. I totally, yep. I watched that video. Actually, that was the video I watched. So it might have been longer than 15 minutes. His testimony of converting to Islam. He never was a Christian. I didn't see anything ever that made me think he was a Christian. So I did a short looking at his debased life over time and the things that he does. I don't want to ruin my video, but he says that Christianity was too loosey-goosey, but he smokes, he drinks alcohol, he chases women. You can do none of those things in Islam. So I don't understand what he's going to do. And I think really his big issue was that he doesn't like going to clubs. Like when you, or I'm sorry, concerts. He called them concerts and festivals. He doesn't like that for some reason. So like his high level of spirituality is that he doesn't go to clubs and he doesn't go to concerts. So he was really patting himself on the back about, oh, I don't go to concerts, but Christians go to concerts. I don't go to concerts, but these people go to these concerts and worship people. I'm like, my man, you do a lot of other things that are vile and wicked and not up to snuff, even by Muslim standards. So I don't understand how you think you're better by becoming a Muslim. Don't worry about chicken grease. I'm gonna have some time. I don't see anything about that guy that made me think he was a Christian. I thought he was a Muslim from the beginning. From the first time I saw him like 2 years ago, I'm like, oh, that guy's a Muslim. But now apparently now he's converted and he's banging his head on the floor 5 times a day. But I'm like, dude, you were a Muslim before. I'm sorry. You might just now be saying it. But okay, that's a whole nother unpopular opinion. But I will say this: Andrew Tate is hot garbage. So I want to make sure I say that so we can get that on the stream. Andrew Tate is hot garbage. And though he might say some things that are interesting and provocative, a lot of the things he says that are interesting and provocative are just so wild and bombastic that they cause you to like stun you, like, whoa, I can't believe he said that. That's really it. It's not like you agree with him. It's not like you even think that it's a wise or sage comment. It's just like, whoa, did he just say that? It's almost like that's all it is. That's how bombastic he is. But I think I'm gonna do a review of him just because, I mean, he's fun. It was just fun. There we go. Hero Project. Don't let me, hey, Restoring Hero, don't let me beat you to it now. Yes, you can chase women in Islam. Allah allows for everything Tate does, even alcohol. But watch this. Then what's the issue with Christianity? Because I got him saying that Christians are soft because we allow that kind of stuff. But Islam does too. If you're saying Islam allows you to smoke and have alcohol and such like that, then therein is a problem. I'm just saying. That's a problem. That's going to be a problem. Let me just say it like that. No, I totally believe it. But the problem is, again, he's saying that Christianity is soft because we don't hold people to, like, there's license. You have license to drink alcohol in the faith. Okay, you have license to drink alcohol. Just not be drunk. I got videos of Andrew Tate tore up. Now, what's that? What's going on there, my friend? If you're gonna call me out, like, can you call yourself out as well? The 2 cameras confused you, April? When we turn over here and talk to you like that? I'm just trying something out. I mean, I got the camera. Why not use the camera? That's all I was thinking. But I will. Okay, I'll stop confusing you, April. Sorry about that. All right, so yeah, that was my take on Kanye West. I think we should allow him back on all social media and let him just talk. And please understand, the idea and the notion that everybody, because there's a negative thought, because Kanye has a negative view, that everybody's going to espouse that and take that on, and it's going to embolden no, that's not true. It's not. It's just not going to happen like that. Most people realize that the vile and wickedness, the things that Kanye was saying, and they're not going to subscribe to it. They're not going to give cover to it or any of that nature. So let him just keep talking. He's going to cancel himself. Let him cancel himself. And at the end of the day, we don't have to be draconian in doing it. That's the cool thing about it. If you let Kanye just cancel himself, we didn't do anything. We let him talk. We let him communicate. Let him share his ideas, and the court and the marketplace decide it. Just like I believe the Christian faith, we should allow other people to that's fine. Come and argue and debate your philosophy. Hebrew Israelites, come on. Muslims, come on. Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses, come on. Argue your case. And we'll argue our case. That's it. Since we have truth won't buckle and will not be overcome by darkness. So I'm good with that. So, that's fine. 7-Day Adventists, bring it. That's fine. I don't want to censor them. I don't want them to not be able to share the ideas, because then it seems like we don't have an answer for the hope that lies within us, but rather we're trying to quash them from being able to have a view that we disagree with that is scripturally in error. No, let them share their scripturally error so that we can correct the error and people can see like, oh, yeah, that is truth. Like Christianity is truth. Jesus is God. And he allowed this person over here to say that Jesus wasn't God, and he corrected him and set him straight. Okay, he didn't block him. I didn't stop him from talking. Go ahead and talk. Share your ideas. That's why I let them share their ideas in my comment section. I have no problem with it. I let people come to my comment and say, Jesus is not God. Okay, thanks so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. And this is not part of my, I got literally 6, let me see, 1, 2, I'm sorry, I got 5 unpopular topics, but I am going to talk about something that's not known. The comment section. When you all comment in the comment section, you all do your Christian content creators a humongous, unimaginable favor, because it shows that the content that they're producing is in getting engagement and getting some back and forth. So when you say things like, hey, great job, April, fantastic video, Restoring Hero Project, Caldwell, this is an excellent class. When you say that kind of stuff and your content creator gives you like the thumbs up or they give you the little heart, whatever like that, it's showing the engagement, the back and forth. The YouTube gets to see that there's some back and forth going on. Now, let's say that there's some people here that say some boneheaded things that are completely ridiculous and ludicrous. I'm still going to give you a thumbs up, or I'm still going to give you a comment, simply because two reasons why I do that. One of those reasons is not because you said something that's profound and I agree with it. The one reason is engagement, back and forth. I want there to be some engagement. So if you come in my comment section and say Jesus is not God, or something else something else ludicrous, I'm going to comment back to you. Okay. The other reason is, and this is my OCD as it relates to YouTube. On my phone in the YouTube studio, it gives me an alert that somebody's left a message. And the only way you can get rid of the alert is by interacting with it. So I have to say something, or I have to give it a thumbs up, or I have to give it a heart, because the notification will not go away. So therefore, it's going to bother me. Every time I look at my phone and I see the little indicator, it bothers me. So I have to say something. So even if you say something boneheaded, like, Jason, I think your hat is ridiculous, not a problem. I'm going to say something back to you, because the notification will stay on my phone and it bothers me unequivocally. Oh yeah. And I'm also giving you the interaction back and forth. So that is that. So that's a little behind the scenes. Nobody's going to tell you that, but you heard it here first. All right. Chicken Grease said, because like most Western converts, they don't know that. Oh yeah. We're talking about Andrew Tate. Absolutely. I don't think he knows. I'm pretty comfortable in saying he doesn't know what Islam teaches. Kanye should be free to share his mind. I agree. Kanye should be free. Let him share his mind. Let him share his mind in a court of popular opinion. If you don't agree with him, you don't like him, you don't support him, turn him off. That's it. That's perfectly fine. Please give me a like if I've earned it, please. Thank you so much. I don't get notifications on every little thing, only some things. So that's interesting, huh? So I think as a content creator, Lindsay, I get all the content the first time somebody comments. Now, when they usually with the back and forth, like if somebody says my hat is stupid and I say, thank you so much, God bless you, and they reply something about, my nose is big, I might not get that second notification. But the first notification, like right now, has a notification. It's going to bother me. All right, I got to get done with this. But it will tell you, it tells me that I have a notification. If I don't do something with the notification, AKA like it, give it a heart, comment back, it's going to sit there and I can't get it. I can't get rid of them. So I've had I tried to leave it alone, but it just like kept bothering me. I kept feeling like it was calling me, like, come get me. So I just had to do it. So that's why I do it. So one day I'll even do the behind the scenes. Like some people do at the end of the year, they go behind the scenes and show you what their behind the scenes looks like. Maybe if y'all are interested, maybe I'll do that. All right. So unpopular topic number 2. This one's going to probably get me in a lot of trouble. I think I'm okay with it. All right. You all know that I'm a dad of girls. Okay. And if you're a dad of girls, then you know you end up, as they get older, I think you understand where I'm going. You get older, they have situations come up where you as a dad are going to be like, I'm glad I'm married. Go talk to your mom about that. Okay. So, and it's, it's dicey times. It's dicey times for young ladies. I'm not mad at them. Hey, that's why I'm married to their mom. That's why she's my wife. So you can take care of those issues. I'll teach them how to change a tire. You take care of that. I'll show them how to make a 3-point turn. Okay. Got it. So as we're in this new world where men can decide that they are women, I truly believe that men, because it's weird, you got men who are dressed up like women discussing femininity to women. No, they're not teaching it to women, because grown women already know these things. Grown women already know all those things. These men are talking to girls, because that's who's on TikTok. These men are talking to girls on Instagram and Facebook. These grown backside men dressed up like women telling girls about their bodies and their feminine care needs and stuff like that. If that is not the high watermark of insanity, how is that not mansplaining? I don't even understand it. But in this crazy world where we can let a man decide that he's a woman or a girl and let him become famous and even sit down with the president of the United States for no other reason but because he's a gay man that dressed up as a woman, and for 200 days he did a blog post of him being a woman. If that's not the high watermark of misogynism, I don't know what is. I do not know what is misogynistic if that's not a demonstration that you hate women. To watch two men, be platformed by a woman's makeup line as representatives of their brand, which is primarily for women, to have two biological men, one with a whole beard, sitting at the table talking about womanhood. It's a shame and embarrassment. And I really believe that they are meant to embarrass young women and young girls who maybe are their moms out there living their best life, and they're trying to figure out what to do with their bodies as their bodies are changing. And they're on Instagram, they're on TikTok, they're on social media, and they're watching these clowns mock women, gender blackface. They're watching that and they're able to get away with it. I think they're shaming little girls and shaming young girls and young women by mocking them, sitting in their car playing with tampons. You a dude, man. This would never have happened in the 1600s. This could never have happened. Never would have happened. Pick a time period before the 2000s that this would have been commonplace. Never. And to say that these people are brave and cool, that's mocking women. That's saying that femininity can be bought over the counter. Femininity can be sent to you in a Amazon Prime box. That's insane. That is so deplorable. And may God have mercy on us. I mean, God, we need God to have mercy on us for what we do to our children. But I think we need God to have mercy on us in this regard as well. I do feel like these men are trying to shame and embarrass young women. The appeal is not to adults. Grown women are not getting their advice from these clowns. It's young girls who are on the TikTok and Instagrams and social. Their audience are the youth. Sadly, many of these young ladies are getting their directions and guidance from social media influencers and not from women that care about them in their own lives and not in their own families. Now, these phony, false, and fake women are propping up up as examples and models, and the fame of their platform is only proof that we as a society are at war with women. I'm sorry, we are at war with women. Because please keep in mind, men pretending like they're women are joining women's sports. Women are not pretending like they're men trying to join the NFL. Women are not pretending like they're men trying to join a men's soccer league. Why? Because they're going to get owned. They know they're going to get beat. They're going to lose. But men are coming into women's activities. Why? Because they're at war with women. Prove me wrong. Brenda said, when they do that, it's almost like they are mocking what they think women. No, it's not. It's not like they're almost. They are. Watch some of those guys. It is a caricature. I got three girls in my kitchen right now cooking, my wife included. None of them behave like some of those guys do. None of them. Even though one of my big girl is afraid of ladybugs, she doesn't behave like that guy does. And she's a youth. She's a young lady, and she hates ladybugs, like seriously. But she doesn't behave like that. It's not cool. My wife saw a raccoon the other day attempting to get into our garbage can, and she was respectfully disturbed by this raccoon in our yard. It was a pretty large raccoon. Actually, it was four of them. They're pretty large raccoons. She didn't behave like what's that guy Dylan, and there's another guy that's pretending like he's a woman, and she didn't behave like that. She just stayed in the car until we pulled back up, and then she came in the house. That was it. She didn't behave like that. They're mocking women. They hate women. They hate women. My turn to be a woman for 200 days, and then he and I can compare notes. Wait. That is a fact. Amen. Hey, Anna, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah. What gets me is most of them are trying to act more feminine. I, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole. I've seen just a few snippets and clips of these guys, but some of the things I've heard about their actions, I'm like, that's not, I mean, if that's not stereotyping women, and that's why I call it gender blackface. I'm like, if that's not stereotyping women, like you were a dude and now all of a sudden you're behaving like this, like what happened? Like, it's almost like, I think this is how women are supposed to behave, so therefore I behave like this. So I'm with you totally. I think they are trying to set another standard for us. But see, they're men. That's the thing. Remember, when men would say that women should stay in the house, well, see, that's men determining your roles. So why are you letting a man put on a wig and a dress and now tell you how to behave and what the standard is for you? See, they hate women. Prove me wrong. They hate women. They hate them. Yeah, I think it's out of control. And I don't understand why women are allowing it to go on unfettered and without being checked. Like, that one should be checked at the door. Like, no, you can't do that. That's not the way that we behave. Women shouldn't even claim, but women should not even claim it, shouldn't even accept it, shouldn't even put up with it. But if they do, they're allowing it to continue. And I think that is the problem. I don't believe they realize, if you do this, you're allowing it to continue. If you give them duck and cover and say, yeah, the guy that won the beauty pageant, I'm sorry, come on now. That was a whole grown fat man. I mean, he had a whole pot belly, beer belly on him, talking about he's beautiful and he's living his truth. No, you are beautifully big, and your truth is that you have high blood pressure. That should have been the truth. I don't even understand how we've gotten this far afield, but that's my unpopular topic, unpopular opinion. What you got there, Mark? Maybe a girl needs to put on a blonde wig, identify as a celebrity name, Hannah Montana. Oh, wait. Absolutely. All right. Let them continue because they are blowing a hole in the feminist argument of equality. I agree. I totally agree with you, rightly dividing the word. The only problem is, I think in this regard, women are being hurt, because I think women were being hurt by feminism as it was. So I think women are being hurt in the long run, even with this. I mean, let them do it, but I think we should call it out. So it turns my stomach, Brenda said, when men try to act like women. I don't understand why that's even cool. Like that. Well, and now granted, they've been doing this in arts and entertainment, I know, forever and a Tuesday. I totally understand. But when it was done on Saturday Night Live, when it was done in Living Color, when it was done out there, it was done, and we knew it was art. We knew it was entertainment. It wasn't real. It was make believe. But now it's real. Now we're in the real business where there are really women being hurt. I saw a hockey game. I don't even remember. It was so weird. I saw a hockey game where a man who was professing to be a woman body blocked a woman who was professing to be a man and completely cleaned her clock. I don't even understand how that was even a hockey match, but so the man, it was crazy. So a grown man knocked a woman out on the hockey rink, in the hockey rink. I don't even understand how that even gets there, but I'm Trans Financial. They better cash my $1 billion check. I got you. I love it. I love it. If gender is a social construct, then how do these dudes act like a girl? Gender is a construct. Oh, I agree. It's too complex. I don't even understand how we're supposed to. I don't even know how we're supposed to play this game. All right, I got another unpopular topic. So you all heard of the baker that was fined because he wouldn't bake a cake for a gay couple, right? Okay, and now there is a internet web designer who's in the same boat. They don't want to create a website for a gay couple or gay organization, whatever. All right, here we go. I disagree with them. I disagree with the baker. I disagree with the web designer. And I'll tell you why. First of all, we know that the only reason a gay couple would drive halfway across state to come to a Christian baker to ask them to bake a cake is for controversy. We already know that. That should not be confusing that they wanted to sue that person because they were going to deny them the right to make the cake. We shouldn't be fools by that. We know that that's going to happen. Okay. Same thing with the web designer. Why are they coming to you? Doggone it, you can do a Wix website right now. You don't need to go to anybody to make a website. So why are they coming to you? We already know they're doing this for controversy. We have to be wise as serpents, but harmless as doves. So here's what I think we should do. And feel free to correct me. I know there are others here that are business owners and have worked in various businesses and such like that. And let me explain my argument. As Christians, they were well within their rights to turn down that business. They do not have to biblically support an industry or a practice that they disagree with. I don't think there's any biblical foundation that they have to go against their conscience to, like, the Lord wants you to bake a cake or the Lord wants you to build a website. No, I don't think that's the case at all. I think you're perfectly fine within your rights to not do that. You don't have to. However, in this day and age, like I said before, we know that all this is about controversy and stirring up and such like that. And I think we have to think, like, how can we make much of Christ? So here's some suggestions that I would have if I were a Christian baker or Christian website developer or Christian dressmaker or whatever, and I was being asked to participate and help a couple that I knew was outright living in sin. First thing I do is I would preach the gospel to them. I already know I don't want their business. So if I lose their business, I'm not losing anything. I would literally sit down with the couple and give them the gospel, like an hour-long gospel presentation. I was like, okay, yeah, okay, you want me to bake a cake? No problem. Let me put it over here. So let me tell you about the law. And I'm just going to tell you who is the lawmaker. I'm going to give them the gospel and make them uncomfortable. I'm not going to turn down their business. I'm just going to let them know that I want them to be like, dude, this dude is going to do this all the time. Yeah, I don't know if we want to mess with this guy. I want them to think that I'm a Looney Tunes, and they're going to say, nah, I'm good. We're going to go on and go back across state to the secular baker that would have baked our cake that lives right next door to our house. So that'd have been the first thing I did. Preach the gospel to them. Preach the gospel. What's the worst thing that could happen if you preach the gospel to them? There is nothing bad, because the Lord is going to do what he's going to do. All you're responsible to do is preach it. So that'd have been the first thing I could have did. Second thing, here goes another one. All right, I would have charged them a ton of money. The cake is going to cost you $8,000. Oh, and by the way, the proceeds for this cake are going to the XYZ Classical Christian School. This money is going to go to the XYZ Crisis Pregnancy Center. So everything that I get from the $10,000, the $20,000, the $1 million I charge you for this cake is going to go to this organization. And just let them sit on it. You don't have to deny it. I'm going back to my Kanye West. Let them self-cancel themselves. If they're going to be such jerks and come in and try to challenge somebody who they know does not believe and subscribe to their lifestyle, then, oh, that's fine. Then you come here, then that's fine. I'm going to be as wise as a serpent. And I'm going to charge you $80,000 for a cake. I'm going to charge you $100,000 for a website. That's how much I charge. My hourly rate to do your website is $1,000 an hour. It's going to take me 100 hours to make your website. So therefore, it's $100,000. What am I doing wrong? Nothing. So, and then lastly, you could just give them really bad customer service. Just horrible. Call them back late at night. Don't call them back on time. Text them when they call. Send them an email when they call you. Just give them horrible customer service, misspell things. And then they said, man, these Christian business owners is crazy. I don't want to deal with them. No problem. We ain't want to work with you either. Nobody loses. They can go back to wherever they were going to go, get their rainbow cake and do what they're going to do, pretend like they're married, and you don't have to lose your Christian witness. That's just my thought. What you think about that? All right. Good to see a little family reunion going on. All right. So Chicken Grease said, I noticed that they don't ever go after Muslims or Jewish businesses to do that. I don't know why either. But when they come over here, they're going to get this gospel. How about that? D. Wilson said, yeah, start with the God's law. I'm just going to give you the gospel. Because it could be somebody that's shacking up. It could be somebody that's running a strip club. It could be somebody that needs business. And no, I don't have to support them. I don't have to do this. And within, you have rights as a business owner to turn down business that you don't want to do. Maybe you're too busy. You know what? I got 27 cakes due that same month. I cannot get yours in. I can't do a 28th cake. I'm sorry. But you can't go to Walmart. They got you tight. Right. All right. So Coffee and Rage says, I dig the thought process of this. And that's it. I mean, I've seen the whole cake baker. Like I said, there's a website designer. There's several other cases where Christians were being challenged by same-sex couples to do something that was outside of their conscience. It's really, you can tell it's for theater. It's not because these people really made the best cake or you make such a phenomenal website, I got to get you to do it. No, man, you can go to Wix.com and be done before I finish this live stream. So it's not a matter of that. It's a matter of you just want to stir up something. So fine. My hourly rate is $1,000 an hour. I will do whatever you want me to do for $1,000 an hour. Now, the proceeds from that is going to go to Smyrna Presbyterian Church. It's going to go to Covenant Christian School. It's going to go to this Crisis Pregnancy Center. I just want you to know that because that's where your monies are going to for this cake. So whatever you pay me for this cake, whatever you pay me for this website is going directly. It's not even going to go to my bank account. It's going directly there. So I just want to thank you in advance for how you're going to support Smyrna and Covenant and the Crisis Pregnancy Center. Oh, wait, you don't want my business now? That's all you got to do. That's all they got to do. Yeah, absolutely. Refer. All right. So unequal weights is an abomination. Okay. Am I the one? Am I the one with my idea? Because mind you, I'm not married to this idea. So if you think I'm wrong, let me know, Chicken Grease. I appreciate your ideas and your thoughts. So let me know if I'm wrong. Thank you, Anna. Interesting perspective. I'd give them the best customer service, but you go and get this gospel. Someone asked you to go I agree. That's fine. I gave you several examples. I'm still probably going to charge them a premium and I'm going to give that money and I'm going to let them know that money is going to that place. But that's just me. Because at this stage of the game, I think let's go back to the baker. The baker was killing the game and he was an established baker. He was good at his craft. So he wasn't in need. So if he charged these people $6,000 for a cake and gave the proceeds to his church or proceeds to a Crisis Pregnancy Center, I don't think he would be the worst for it. And he would have kept the peace. but that's my thoughts. He said, I'd play their game up to a certain extent. Okay, no problem. 50%. There we go. I can add that to the list as well. It all must be paid at the time of order. By the time, if they don't do it immediately and they say, I want to come back tomorrow and do it, by the time they come back tomorrow, darn, I ain't got a room. And you must come in person. You got to come in person. So you can't do it over the phone. Nope, you got to come in person. I told you, terrible customer service. Because I think in the cake baker example, I really do think they came from like several hours away. I really think they came from across state. They didn't just come from across town. They came with the intention of stirring some foolishness with the cake baker. So that's fine. You have to pay me 75% down, and you got to pay in cash, and it's got to be done in person. There. Traditional marriage organization. What is that? What is that? I charge a premium too and let them know it's going to there we go, traditional marriage. Absolutely. It's going to focus on the family. It's going to a weekend to remember. It's going to pay for a marriage conference for young married couples, going through premarital counseling at my church, whatever. And I'd let them know it up front. Like, that's what your money's going to, just so you know. So you want to pretend like you're married? I'm going to pretend like I'm not. I'm going to pretend like I'm like I'm following along with you. They will legit run away from your shop if you told them where the money would go. That's all. That's it. They couldn't fathom their money funding something they hate. There you go. Like I would say, like literally a crisis pregnancy, a detransitioning organization, mental health counseling for teenagers, whatever. And I'd make sure it would work too. Absolutely. What's going on? Bible Theory podcast. Good to see you, brother. Wouldn't a church think it's blood money though? Anna, I know churches that take strippers' money. Right here in Atlanta. They take all them ones. They don't care. They don't care. But on the same note, like that's one of the more extremes. But let's just say, hey, I'm going to be donating, $6,000 because I'm a cake baker, and this is a gay wedding cake that I told them that I did not want to participate in it, and my best to help my conscience, I'm giving the money to the church. I don't think a church would turn it down. But let's say the church would say, no, that's blood money. We don't like that. That's fine. Then give it to a crisis pregnancy center. They will sure enough take it. Or better yet, hold on. Or better yet, buy all the things that the crisis pregnancy center needs and then just bring it to them. There you go. And you can get a tax write-off. The Attorney General came after Christianity, the First Amendment, and ultimately after Jesus. What can you expect from an Attorney General who wants to defend Chiquita, guerrilla, terrorist groups? I have no idea, but I love your thought process. How does David Hughes? I mean, he's right outside of, isn't he right outside of Disney? I mean, are you trying to tell me that money's not dirty money? Come on now. Come on. And a super last thing related to the blood money comment. They don't need to know where the money came from. If you wrote a check, I promise you. Well, I know this for a fact. I'm a deacon at my church. I count the money on Sunday. I see checks. I don't know where that money came from. So I don't know what these people do. And I never once thought, they're up to nefarious practices. So I think it's okay. Hold the phone. What? Just when you think you heard trust me, Anna, I live in Atlanta. Just let that rest and let that rest and the rest. Church by the Glazed Ties got, I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me, I can't tell you you're wrong. I can't tell you you're wrong. I promise you. I promise you, Anna. I promise you. I double oh my gosh. I got stories I could tell you. All right. So those are my two really uh, unpopular opinions, but I have one more. All right, I got one more. And this one's probably going to get some people in their feels. They're going to probably get some people angry about this one. So I'm going to let everybody get your drink, strong or weak, light or dark, whatever you need. Take it down a notch, cool down, deep breath, all that kind of stuff like that. All right, everybody's ready. In the chat, if you don't mind, give me a thumbs up. Or drop me a 5 if you are. Okay, I'm ready. This is your last tough topic, Jason. Just drop me a 5. Let me know that you're ready, because this one's going to probably get some people upset. Chicken reset, more folks sliding down the poles in Atlanta, and only 25% of them are actually firefighters. I can't stand you. And that's hilarious. And I can't stand you. All right. So you all have heard the situation. Okay, good. Everybody's ready. All right. I'm going to get some people mad about this one, though. All right. You have heard the situation with Brittany Griner, the WNBA player that went to Russia, got arrested, got charged for smuggling drugs, and was going to have to spend 10 years in jail. And our government traded Brittany Griner for a known terrorist, somebody, a bomb maker or something like that. They traded Brittany Griner for a known terrorist. Now Brittany Griner is stateside, and the known terrorist is back in Russia. Everybody's heard that. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure it was all over the news this weekend, as that was about to happen. I think it happened like on Thursday or something like that. All right. So I believe the Brittany Griner story is a fantastic opportunity for you as a Christian to preach the gospel. Yep. I think it's a perfect example of preaching the gospel, because most people who are upset about it are extremely aware that there was an injustice, as April said right here, the worst trade ever. So most people realize like that was not a fair trade. It was not a good trade. There was nothing, we got nothing out of that except the possibility of losing more people overseas now, because this known terrorist is free. And what did we get from that? Nothing. When you go to work tomorrow, you're dealing with your family during the holidays or whatever like that, this story is going to come up, because Brittany Griner is going to be on the news. The mainstream media is going to be placarding this person all over the news, and they're going to just keep bringing them back up there. Brittany Griner, the woman that she's pretending that she's married to, their dog walker, the person that bags the groceries at Kroger, everybody's going to be a celebrity because they're going to ask them questions and so on and so forth. And you're going to get sick and tired of it. And people are going to ask you, hey, what do you think about Brittany Griner? And you can clearly tell them that was the worst exchange, the second worst exchange ever in the history of life. And they're going to say, the second worst exchange ever in the history of life? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Like April said here, the worst trade ever. Like, what are you talking about? No, the worst trade was Christ took on all of my sin, all of my wickedness, and my unregenerate, rebellious nature. He took all of that and he gave me his righteousness just because of his love. So Brittany Griner, who cares about that? I want to talk about the fact that Christ saved sinners, that God saved sinners, and I was the worst sinner I knew. You can give them the gospel right there. And one of two things is going to happen if you say that. One, that person is going to be flabbergasted, like, what in the world? Or two, they're going to break camp. They're going to run. They're going to think you're crazy. But either way, you're going to get done with Brittany Griner, and you don't have to worry about the story. So preach the gospel to people. When people come to you asking you about what you think about Brittany Griner, or relatives ask you at the Christmas dinner or whatever like that, give them the gospel. Give them the unfettered, no holds barred, all barrel gospel, and tell them, like, Christ, this is nothing compared to what Christ got. Christ got nothing good. Got all of my sin, all of my unrighteousness, all of my wickedness. He took it on himself. and bore my sin on his body on the cross so that I could be clothed in his righteousness. I got the best deal ever. I got the best deal ever. Let me go tell people about this beautiful, wonderful deal that I got, the great exchange that I was able to take part in. I don't care about Brittany Griner. Forget her. Who cares? Nobody cares about her unless she gets saved and repent and believe the gospel. So I told you, like I said before, that was going to get some people mad, but let me see what they got. Worst trade since the MJ draft. I can't stand y'all. Biden gets a vote for that deal. I hope not, but it's probably true. Lamestream media. Yes, that's them. Plus, she's a voice for the Alphabet Mafia. Yeah, that's true. But it doesn't matter. They if she stayed in jail, she'd been a voice for the Alphabet Mafia. If she died in jail, voice for the Alphabet Mafia. If she's here stateside, voice for the Alphabet Mafia. What she needs is she needs to get saved. And I'm using the word she in air quotes. That person needs to get saved. Brittany Griner needs to come to saving faith and come and trust the gospel. Because whether she's a voice for the Alphabet Mafia is irrelevant. You can't be a voice for the Alphabet Mafia stand at the great throne of judgment. You'll be a voice for rebellion and wickedness and unrighteousness. And God will say, depart from me. So she needs to come to, or Brittany needs to come to saving faith. That's what needs to happen. I don't care what she represents. He can be black, tall basketball players with dreads that smoke weed. I don't care. You can represent all of those, but you must represent. You need to be represented by Christ, because otherwise you will be representing yourself at the great throne of judgment, and there is no hope for you. As you see, Anna, I've been trying to be clear about that. I don't think that's I don't think it's Brittany. I'm just gonna say it like that. Plot twist. What you got, Kevin? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, Kevin Cake in the building. Good to see you, brother. Aha. Nah, yeah, but I do care about that Marine that was left over there. Look, I did hear me, April. And April and I talk quite regularly. I agree. We have abandoned the U.S. government has abandoned its role to leave no man or woman behind. When we left Afghanistan, we had already proven that we don't care. Benghazi, we don't care. We don't care about leaving one Marine, two Marines, a whole platoon. It doesn't matter. We no longer hold that position of leave no man behind, leave no woman behind. So I'm sad to say that ship has already sailed. I do care about that Paul Whelan that is in prison. Why did we not get him out? I agree. However, this doesn't surprise me. None of this surprises me. So that's my only pushback on that. Pronouns matter. Yes, my pronouns are repent and believe the gospel. Those are my pronouns now. All right. Jared, good to see you, my friend. Jared Perry, good to see you, friend. All right, so that's my Brittany Griner. You know, preach the gospel to these people. You got a coworker that's going to be talking about this tomorrow. Preach the gospel to him or her. You got a relative or a family member, somebody in your own house that's talking about it. Preach the gospel to them. Tell them about the great exchange that you experienced, how your sins were traded, how you traded your sins to Christ and he traded you his righteousness. Talk about a bad deal for him, but talk about a beautiful, wonderful deal for you. There you go. Because deep down inside, people realize some level of justice. People, even unregenerate folk, realize there's some level of like, that wasn't fair. We didn't get a fair trade. You know, they recognize some level of fairness. Even unregenerate people expect something to be fair. If I give you $10, I need $10 worth of stuff, you know, that kind of stuff like that. So use it like, absolutely. Let me tell you about the most unfair exchange you're going to ever hear about. And it is called the gospel. My pronouns again. Pronouns is such a weird thing, man. It's so crazy. Great discussion tonight. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate it. Rightly dividing word. Thank you so much. So I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody in here tonight. I thank y'all so much for stopping by. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the love and support. Thank you for checking out the playlist down in the description, the Jamal Bryant playlist. I know I got April's video in there. I think I got Rick Caldwell's, several of his in there as well. Check out that playlist. It's fantastic. There's a playlist in there called Shorts as well. That's where I put all of my shorts that are going to be coming up. So if you want to kind of get a sneak peek, you can kind of peep them out before they go live on YouTube if you're interested. And of course, there's a playlist called Thank You. I want to thank you all for what you're doing to support this channel. And I just thought this would be a great way to let you know that I appreciate what you all bring and contribute. Because at the end of the day, as fun as this is, I would be talking to myself if it wasn't for y'all. So I really do appreciate you. So I want to say thank you. So those are some of the playlists that you'll see down in the description down below. All right. I think we are good to go. I think I got everybody, every comment at least that was popping up. I think so. But yeah, I thank you so much. Hopefully you all are planning some great things for Christmas with your family and loved ones and such like that. I don't know if people still go out caroling and all that kind of good jazz, but hopefully you're finding some good ways to celebrate the Lord during this time. Thank you, Chicken Grease. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment. Hit me up with that 3-piece special plus a comment. Thank you so much. Hopefully you and your family are preparing for a wonderful Christmas holiday. Get rid of that. All right, so I was just playing with that other camera. I'm gonna mess around with that after the show or something like that. But I appreciate it. So yeah, let me know what you think about some of my unpopular topics. You know, the gay baker, Kanye West doesn't need to be canceled, men dressing up and pretending like they're women, gender blackface, and of course the Brittany Griner situation. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that. If there's anything else that you come up with, you are welcome to drop that in the comment section. As I told you before, I get the little ding notification when somebody drops me a comment, so I got to make sure I change that, because I got to make sure I respond to it, because it will stay there and it'll bother me because my OCD is like that. Matter of fact, yeah, I got one right here, and I'm gonna wait until after I get done with the show to deal with it. It might be my daughter, it might be the Whitaker Talk Show messing with me. But that's it. So hopefully you have some great things planned this, like I said before, for this Christmas. If you're a YouTube content creator, hopefully you have some good things planned. I know April and the Bible Theory project, the Bible Theory podcast, Restoring Hero project, and Caldwell Apologetics. I know they all have some great things planned. So hopefully we can see what they're doing this week as well. My pronouns are John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. I love it. I love it, everybody. Thank y'all so much for sitting in with me tonight. Hopefully we'll do this again, God willing, next week. Next week will probably be my last one before we leave for the new year. Let me double check. Yes. Because the next week is Christmas, and the week after that is New Year. So I'll probably, after next week, I'll probably come back on the 8th of January, do the little weekend wrap up. I hadn't thought about that, actually. So we'll have to figure that out. But I appreciate y'all so much. Let me see the last little couple comments real quick. Chicken grease. Bacon grease is better. All in fun. All right. April has been blazing. Rick has been on fire, and you have been torching. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Those two right there, April and Rick, really keep me on my toes. So I'm glad to have them on my team. So my name is French. Oh my gosh. It's chic. All right. Well, everybody, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in, and for all the support, all the love and care for Dear Woke Christian. I thank you so much. And I'll see you guys down in the comment section. Until next time, everybody, grace and peace. Take care.